I just think it's very, very important for people to evaluate the evaluator. It's very, very important that during this NFL draft season, there's going to be a lot of fake nonsense out there. There's going to be a lot of shit from teams where they pump all these media people for information. They tell them lies. They tell them nonsense. It's important for you, the viewer, to understand who you should trust and who you cannot trust. And that's going to be my purpose today. There's a lot of people in the mainstream NFL draft media. You should not trust any of them. You just shouldn't. So we're going to go over that today. And I just think this is very, very important because there's going to be a lot of lies told here in the coming days. You should just be prepared for all of them to come. So let's start here. Daniel Jeremiah. He sucks. Sorry, but he just does. If you think this guy knows NFL draft stuff, you're fooling yourself. Like if you take this guy's opinion seriously, you are only injuring yourself in terms of being educated on these prospects. I'm going to tell you why. When people tell you who they are, believe them. His one job is to cover the NFL draft. Trey's job is to run this site, handle the payroll, handle the staff, handle the interviews, handle the internship process, talk to the colleges, do the NFL draft stuff, cover NFL football, cover college football, cover NHL, cover NBA, help UFC, do fantasy hockey, do fantasy basketball, do fantasy football, do MLB. I have about 15 jobs at this site. His only job is to cover the NFL draft. His only job is to cover the NFL draft. As part of your fucking job, you have to watch college football. If you do not watch college football, you will never understand what's actually happening. Because the secret to all of these mainstream people, they are paid actors. And the only thing that they say is what somebody else tells them. They don't have real opinions. Pat McAfee is begging this guy. He's saying, I love Will Howard. Tell me why I'm wrong. Let's play the video.
Let's talk about the quarterbacks now because obviously there's a lot of quarterback-needy teams. Shador, Cam Ward, the only guys being talked about. Is that because their talent, their skill, and why? Okay, you know what's coming. Why are you draft pundits leaving Will Howard out of the conversation of being a first-round guy? It's because he has talent around him? Okay, that's his fault that he has talent around him? Somebody has to, on 3rd and 11, somebody has to get the call, know that he's going to throw a deep shot, go out there, put his thing on the table, and drop one into, even if Jeremiah's open, you still got to spin that thing and drop a 30-yard ball to win the national championship, which he did time and time and time again. What am I missing from you draft pundits? Why is he ranked so damn low? 4th round, people got him as. 4th rounder, 6'4", 240. What are you guys doing? What do I not see, DJ?
Before he starts, let me say this, Pat McAfee. I'm going to explain that after the video, but here's Daniel Jeremiah's response. He's begging Daniel Jeremiah to give him something on Will Howard. Tell me why I'm being unreasonable about Will Howard. That's what McAfee is saying. Here's Jeremiah's response.
In this entire thing.
First of all, dude, you're like the teacher that calls me to tell me I failed the test that I haven't even turned in yet.
Yeah, I want to let you know. I already know.
I haven't even posted anything. It comes out next week, but top 50 mock draft, all that stuff. But
right.
here's the Will Howard discussion. He went on an epic run, and I'm excited to get a chance to go through all the all-22 stuff in these playoff games because he played great, and I'm excited to get a chance to dig in on that. The games I'd watched earlier, I'll just tell you, I got my notes in front of me. It was Oregon, Penn State, Nebraska.
This part is hilarious. Just wait.
The first Oregon game. So the first Oregon game made some nice throws. He had a couple that got away from him down the field. On the whole, I thought he played well. But then at the end of the game, how it ends, he takes off, kind of a little bit of a brain cramp and slides, and it goes zeros and they lose the game. Next game I watch is Penn State. Again, there's a lot of good to take from that in terms of throwing on balance, some up and down throws over linebackers under safeties. But the first play of the game predetermines pick six. He's running in the end zone, fumbles out of the back of the end zone.
Okay.
Then I go to Nebraska. So I've just watched 3 games early in the process, and coach knows, you start with 3 or 4 of these games, and then you get a chance to circle back and watch some more as we go. And Nebraska was the last one. He had a sack fumble and a ball took off on him for a pick in that game. So the size, he's 6'0", 3'7", so he's just at 6'4", 240 pounds, as you mentioned. He can move around. He can make all the different throws, and he got on an epic heater at the most important time. And I'm excited to dig into those. Pat, he's right on the borderline of a top 50 pick for me at this point in time. But I'm telling you that because I haven't had a chance to watch this playoff.
Okay, so
Timeout. You haven't had a chance to watch the playoff. What the fuck were you doing this entire time? Explain that to me. You haven't had a chance to watch the playoff. What do? Your job is to know these players, and you don't watch the playoff? It's the pinnacle of the sport. He's begging you. Tell me why I'm wrong about Will Howard. And he goes down a Wikipedia page and looks at his sheet and says, well, in this snap, he had a bad slide that cost them the Oregon game. And he did this, and he did this. Wrong, so bad. There are 4 types of scouts. 4 types of scouts. The projection scout is the only scout that matters. Tell me what his arm looks like. Tell me how fast he is. Tell me what it looks like when he's under pressure. He's not doing any of those things. He's giving you a Wikipedia page. Oh, in the Nebraska game, there was a throw pick. In the Penn State game, he completed a bunch of ball. He's looking at his sheet and jotting down completion, not completion, completion, not completion, which is the same fucking thing he did at the scouting combine with Anthony Richardson when he showed you his fucking notes about Anthony Richardson. And it was a box score. It was literally a box score. He's begging you. Tell me why I'm wrong about Will Howard. And your response is, I haven't had a chance to watch it. What do you do? Why are you valuable? Nobody knows why you get a fucking check. It's embarrassing. If I was on the NFL Network staff and he was my fucking analyst, I would choke him. No, you are not going to be on the fucking combine broadcast with me. You don't even watch the fucking games? Disgusting. Absolutely fucking embarrassing. Absolutely fucking embarrassing this clown is. You didn't watch the playoff? You didn't have time to watch the playoff. What do? Explain it to me. What exactly do you bring to the table, Daniel Jeremiah? What do you bring to the table? Let's go back to last year. By the way, I didn't even plan on sharing this, but since we're here, it's obvious when people tell you who they are, believe them. He don't watch. Just watch this.
Hey, Charles. Yes, sir. Estime running 4.72. Did you see that coming?
Oh, we all saw it coming, except you don't watch the games.
No, that was a major surprise to me because I thought we'd be high 4.5s, low 4.6s.
He's horrible. Absolutely fucking horrible. Explain to me why anybody fucking takes this Daniel Jeremiah seriously when he didn't even watch the playoff. It's his only job. His only fucking job is to watch the fucking games. He don't do it. Okay, awesome. Yeah, you guys can fucking act like this guy knows what he's doing. It's totally embarrassing. Totally embarrassing. Let's go to McFraud, by the way, Todd McShay, who is just awful. You can't possibly act like this guy knows what he's talking about. Do people actually respect Todd McFraud? We're going to refer to him as Todd McFraud. No clue. No clue. By the way, let's just go back. The Eagles are in the Super Bowl right now because they took a bunch of Georgia guys, including Jalen Carter. And Let's not forget. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I want the video. I want the video. Shit. That's not what I wanted. I want the video of him. Where's that video? Where is the video? I know there's that video. Let's just Google it. Todd McShay, Jalen Carter video. It's got to be here somewhere. Maybe it's in here. Oh, well, I mean, the quotes are here, whatever. I guess we'll pull up the video maybe next time. Here's basically what he said about Jalen Carter before the draft. And then Jalen Carter's draft stock tanked after this for no fucking reason. Character issues. Does he get along with everybody? What's his deal in the locker room? All fucking nonsense. All fucking nonsense. My question to you, the viewer. After McFraud said all this about Jalen Carter, and then Jalen Carter turned into basically the best player in the draft, which we all said that was going to happen. Why would you ever listen to him again? Like, I just want to know. After what McFraud said about Jalen Carter before the draft, where he fell 5-10 slots for no fucking reason, why would you ever listen to McFraud again? But this is the problem. This is the epitome of why these NFL draft analysts are bad. They don't have a real opinion. What they're told from teams is how they operate. And then it affects the rest of the draft. He got conned. Jalen Carter, okay, he's a little bit of a knucklehead. Every defensive line coach in America knows you have to be a lion tamer. You have to turn those fucking lions and unleash them properly, which is what Fangio has done this year. Bad. And let's just go over a couple more things when it comes to McShay, because I just don't know how anybody could ever take that fucking guy seriously. I don't get it. He should have been canceled as soon as that Jalen Carter thing happened by everybody. But buddy Bill Simmons, I guess, picked him up. I don't know. I'm gonna share two more things. We'll keep this moving, I promise. The main portion of this episode will be worth it. I just think it's very, very important for you, the viewer, to know there's just certain people you should not trust. He called Ryan Finley a first rounder once upon a time. Let's not forget that. Ryan Finley was a nothing. Here you go.
Ryan Finley, to me, he's a pro-style quarterback who's efficient. And he's not great in terms of his physical tools. He's got enough arm strength. He's intelligent. He's played well in clutch situations, has a lot of the toughness that you look for. And he throws with anticipation and gets the ball out on time. Now, listen, Drew Lock from Missouri is getting a lot of love, and I see the big arm. Reminds me a little bit of I don't want to say poor man's, but he's not quite to Patrick Mahomes' level yet. But he's got some of those skills. Sure. Justin Herbert from Oregon. He's big arm. He can move around and really mobile for his size. So there are some other players that could start to creep up. But to me right now, Finley is probably the most pro-ready quarterback in college football.
Can't possibly watch college football and thought Ryan Finley was a first-round pick. You couldn't possibly think that. You couldn't possibly think that. I'm gonna show you this right here. Here's my Ryan Finley. And we go on a bunch of rant about how this is fucking nonsense. Like, totally nonsense. I actually don't know what the fuck that is. What is that? I'm going to have to look at that later. I don't even know how that got there. Anyway, Ryan Finley sucks. Let's see the date on that. That's 2018. Yeah. And Ryan Finley turned into nothing. So... yeah, we're going to have to edit this post. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. What is that? Can I get rid of this? Yeah, okay. There we go. All right, I got rid of that shit. I don't know what the fuck that was. Anyway, one more thing on McFraud. So the politics are starting already, and I wanted to do this now because it's very, very important for you people to understand that this is the lying season. Lying season is coming up. We've all watched these players. We all have an idea of who they are. Now the draft politics are coming. And I think it's very, very important for you to understand the draft politics are coming. Here's McFraud's post. Here's McFraud's post on Jackson Dart. I see Jackson Dart as a 6th or 7th round pick. I know Chickster and Garrett just did their quarterback rankings the other day. He's not going to be very high for me. He's not going to be in the top 5 for me. But the lies are coming. Here we go. One nuance I've seen from Jackson Dart on tape this year, which this is at the Senior Bowl. You can pretend that you watch all of this tape and do all of these things. Everybody has access to this. So to act like you're like ahead of the curve on this, whatever. Here to Jack Besh. Recognition of defenders with their back turned to the ball. Typical man coverage. He's been extremely comfortable placing throws like this, putting his target in great shape to make a play on the ball. I remember watching this play. This happened during the Senior Bowl game. This play was a flea flicker. This was not a drop back throw. This was toss to the running back, get the ball back, throw. This was a flea flicker. So, yeah, there might be a defender who isn't really allowed to play defense. You're only allowed to play certain coverages in these all-star games. You're not allowed to mix things up. You're not even allowed to blitz. For you to say he's done a great job with defenders turned to their back on a trick flea flicker, pretty ignorant. But let's get to the throw itself. Here's the flea flicker. Oh, yeah, no. Here we go. Why do you think his back was turned? Because he thinks it's a run. You didn't even mention that at all. You see this? You see this right here? Flea flicker. Now, the throw is horrible. The throw's horrible. He's wide open. This ball's got to come over here. But he don't got enough juice to fucking make this throw. He's got to come back to it. This shouldn't... His back's turned. Look at the defender is totally fooled. Look at this. He don't know what's coming. Look at it's a trick play. Here comes the ball back from Etienne. This ball's going to come over here. It's totally underthrown. This ball's got to be over here. He would have been wide open. Now, Besh made a great play. Besh comes back to the ball, defender in his face, makes the catch. But there's a lot of receivers that don't make this play. Great play by Besh, but there's a lot of receivers that don't make this play. How are you blowing the quarterback here? And look at the comments. I mean, look at great. Look at this comment right here. This is a bad throw in my eyes. If Beck, that'd be correct. Correct. I mean, this should have been an easy walk in the park touchdown. The smart people who are commenting on this, it was a bad throw. It was not a good throw. Horrible throw. Let's watch it one more time. Placing throws like this. This should have been an easy touchdown. Look at him again. He's coming up for the run. This ball's got to be over here. It's underthrown. He comes back to it, makes a great catch. That's not a good throw. Now, stay with me. The very next day, he goes on Ryan Russillo's podcast. And look at the lies and the politics. Shedeur Sanders or Jackson Dart is QB2 with big Shay's face on it. Lies, politics and lies. You sat there and broke down a horrible throw, gave him credit for it, and then said he might be the quarterback too, based on one throw, on a flea flicker trick play that wasn't even a good throw. But this is the person you guys take seriously. Explain it to me. I'm waiting for you guys to finally wise up. You guys can't be this stupid. You guys can't fall for this big of fucking nonsense. I refuse to believe you guys are this stupid. Evaluate the evaluator. He's telling you how dumb he is. Why won't you people react properly? I just gotta know. I got two more for you, and then we're gonna get to our main segment here. And I'm sorry this is taking long, but this is the perfect time to go over all this stuff, because what you people need to understand is there's going to be a lot of people on TV, and these things, they crawl like a fucking disease. They get into you, and you start thinking things that aren't true. You start looking for ghosts that are never even there, all based on lies. That throw was horrible by Jackson Dart, and now he's the quarterback too because of a bad throw. I don't have an answer for you. And I promise I'll make these next two very, very quickly. But no man can cross their legs like this. I'm sorry. This Mike Reary, fruitcake Mike Reary. Nobody can cross their legs like this if you're a guy. I'm sorry. I can't do this. And it's one thing to maybe be like this. I physically can't do this. I refuse to believe that a man with actual nuts can cross their legs like Mike Reary. And by the way, it's one thing to be a fruitcake. It's another thing to be fucking totally uneducated. This guy's a clown. Emory Jones never got drafted. Here he is in his mock draft, number 6 overall. Spencer Rattler's going first. Sam Howell's going here to the 2nd overall to the Lions. Yeah, bad. Yikes. I don't know what the fuck this is. Awful. There you go. Yep. Well, I just don't know why you people keep falling for it. I don't know why people keep falling for it. And I'm going to show you, by the way, Mike Renner. What was that draft? Was it 2018? Was it 2018? It might have been 2018. What year did Jefferson come out? I might be wrong about that year. Come on, Google. How are you this incompetent? What draft was this? 2020. Sorry. 2020 PFF NFL draft wide receiver rankings. I'm going to show you this. Here you go. Yep, here we go. I think this is the article. Yep, here we go. Posted by Mike Reary. And by the way, hold on. Here's Jalen Reagor. Justin Jefferson, wide receiver 8. Trey would never do something like this. Look, it's one thing for people to make mistakes. It's another thing to make asinine mistakes that don't make a lick of sense. By the way, Pro Football Focus, you fucking douchebags, made fun of Philadelphia for years for taking Jalen Reagor ahead of Justin Jefferson, and your fucking lead draft analyst did it. By the way, not just by one spot, by several spots. But you fucking assholes, PFF makes fun of Eagles, Justin Jefferson. You clowns acted like this never happened, though. You clowns acted like this never happened. Look at PFF. Never forget Vikings laughing at Eagles for skipping on Justin Jefferson. This is from PFF. Well, your own website, written by Mike Reary, made the exact same mistake. But why doesn't anybody fucking blame them? Why are we blaming the Eagles? But nobody wants to evaluate the evaluator in terms of, hey, maybe these PFF guys, maybe this fucking Mike Reary isn't that smart. Nobody wants to say those things, though. Why is that the case? Don't know. Don't know. Clown show. And, last but not least, let's get to this fucking douchebag, Connor Rogers, who I'm going to tell you, it's the same theme. It's the same theme in terms of, hey, people tell you what you need to hear. Those guys never get rewarded. People tell you that what you want to hear. They get job promotions left and right, which is what this Connor Rogers person is. Let's play the clip from the Matthew Berry challenge, which, by the way, my lifetime record against Matthew Berry is 23-4. Nobody will say a word for it. Matthew Berry will continue to collect checks. Don't know why. I pummeled him 2 years in a row now. Anyway, Connor Rogers was hired because Matthew Berry does not watch college football. Matthew Berry is about to say the dumbest thing possible on TV. I want you to focus specifically on what Connor Rogers says. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I like it. No. Sorry, but no. Your job is to tell him you don't like it because it's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. What are you there for, Connor Rogers? Other than to suck his cock, what are you there for? You are hired to prevent him from saying stupid shit like this. What is your role if you can't do that? Explain it to me. Explain it to me. You were hired to educate him on the NFL draft. If that fucking jackass ever uttered the word, Ben Sinnott's going to outscore Brock Bowers, I would have said no. But he don't have the balls to do that, which is why he got that job. That's how this industry works. People tell you what you need to hear, silence, which is why Shawne Merriman hasn't gotten back to me. People tell you what you want to hear, get promotions left and right. Get promotions left and right. By the way, we've gone too long on this. He did it again when Matthew Berry doubled down on it. He said, in fairness to Matthew, fucking cocksucker. By the way, here's a perfect example of this. The entire Boston sports media scene is furious that they took Jalen Polk instead of Ladd McConkey. You can go and Google this all you want. NBC Sports Boston, Nesson, Boston.com. The entire landscape for Boston sports media is furious that they took Jalen Polk instead of Ladd McConkey. And this Connor Rogers, all he does, he sticks Jalen Polk's cock in his mouth so far. He wants to pass out cupcakes, and he wants to tell you how unbelievable this Jalen Polk is. And I'm not going to play this video. It's right here. If you want to go watch it on your own, you can do that. Trey doesn't need hindsight bias. Trey told you that Ladd McConkey was going to be a stud and Jalen Polk was the third best receiver on his own Washington team. So why are we pretending to take this guy in the second round? I don't really know. But that's Connor Rogers for you. He's going to tell you what you want to hear. Not what you need to hear. Not the truth. He's not interested in the truth. He's interested in coming up with the lies and the politics so that he can get another paycheck. Here he is. Audric Estime is going to light the world on fire.
I have drastically changed my opinion of this guy since our running back show, Audric Estime.
He's good.
He's just good.
He's good. I think people are kind of trying to make him something he's not. If at first it's like, Audric Estime is underrated. It's like, now, I got Audric Estime, RB1. I have him above Bijan Robinson last year. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, I'd trade up to 28 for him.
Right. The Patriots have no choice but to take him at 3.
They can't trade the pick. The Patriots pass up 3-1s from
What are we
Denver and
doing?
take Audric Estime.
Marvin Harris Jr. sitting in the green room, just every camera in the place is staring at him.
His dad's on the phone. He's on the phone. How did this happen?
Estimates like a top golf or something. He didn't even think he's getting.
These guys, they went back and forth for months, jerking each other off about how Audric Estime is going to light the world on fire. And in the playoff game against Buffalo, he was inactive for Tyler Beatty, who didn't get drafted. Wonderful. Way to go, guys. You guys are really educating the public. Give this douchebag, Connor Rogers, an extra round of applause for being a cunt. I'm sure him and Brad Stevens get along just fine. Anyway, I'm done with all that. I just want you, the viewer, to understand. You have to be very, very careful about who you're trusting. By the way, who's to say you trust me? I'm not even necessarily saying you got to trust me. All I'm saying is there's so many people who are horrible at this that really don't know what they're talking about. And nobody ever goes back and, hey, what did they say about player X? Hey, what did they say about player Y? Hey, that's weird. I remember him saying X, Y, and Z, and that didn't happen at all. Which, again, I'll say this, I would love nothing more than to stack up my notes against everybody else, but I know nobody wants to do that because they're more interested in passing out cupcakes than actually getting the information correct.